Welcome
to Leadcast. Let's go.
Intriguing.
Without delay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 345 of the Leadcast podcast. I'm your host, Nick Thank You Cooper. Joining me, Aiden Frost Rockharts.
2 weeks till JoJo.
Really?
Yeah.
I completely forgot. Holy shit. Colton.
More than 2 weeks till Worlds.
And me. That's it. Hey, this week we're going to be talking about some ranked changes in the upcoming season that pretty excited for. I'm a little disappointed I won't be Iron. I'll put it that way. We've got Urgot in the Metakaiser, Roundtable from last week, and a new one coming up this week. We got a cheese pick that I suggested, and I don't know if Colton's tried it yet, but I think it has tremendous potential. LCS section, which will kind of allude into our patron show for this episode, and a single email. But before we get into that, Aiden, how was your week?
I am decent amount of points in D2 Flex now, so I've been having a good week, dude. Flex has been treating me well. Also, my duo has been treating me well. He's playing not like shit, so that's nice.
Oh, you mean he's picking Mordekaiser?
He's picking more. He's been playing other shit too. Like, he actually has had very few bad games, which is good.
Nice.
And then I've been playing. I've actually, dude, when I want to play a new character, I just spam the shit out of that character. I've been playing so much Poppy and so much Rammus, dude. They are my new mains. I'm like,
it's really fun picking up a new character and just playing like 30 games of them.
Yeah, it's like,
especially
honestly,
when it's ranked solo queue and then you stream it.
Yeah, dude.
That's
Urgot, let's go.
No, but I took
That's
her.
not what I was talking about.
I took our own advice from last week with our Metakaiser on Rammus, and I think he is actually really fucking strong. As long as they have like at least 2 ADs on their team, oh my god, just play Rammus and then just flash on them, build your Bramble Vest, and you just kill everyone. It's actually insane. The character's wild.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts. Like, we were talking about this before the show, but picking him into just like 280 is fine, because then he gets to build, some, I don't know, like Abyssal Mask. Like, to give him MR, but also increases damage.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah, so that's kind of about it. I've just been playing some OPs and trying to get up to D1, hopefully Master and Flex. I'd like to end in Master and Flex. That'd be really cool to have a Master border for normal games.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Cool. Colton?
So I guess my 2 weeks, because I was not here last week, I was attending a wedding of my girlfriend's cousin. So that's why I wasn't here, and I was Mia, and you guys were so worried about me, thought I was dead.
I don't think anyone asks, actually. I think we just
nobody
went
did.
on and did it. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys didn't give a shit. You didn't even text me and be like, hey, are you coming for the show? You just did it. Anyway, other than that, I played a good amount PUBG, good amount of League. I'm down total in LP, but right now I'm at the end of a win streak, or in the middle of a win streak, maybe, who knows. At like 70 points in D5. Did I do anything else? I finished season 2 of Ozark. That was a good show. If you watched season 1 and liked it, season 2 is also good. But I don't know. I didn't do a whole lot other than that. I've had school. Gotta write some papers and all that fun stuff. Took a test. Yeah. That's my week. Nick, what have you been up to?
Ooh. So this past week I started a new class, Business Law, and that's been eating up a ton of my time. I pretty much have gone to work, gone to class, come home and instantly slept. Like, didn't eat anything, just like went home and slept. So that's been eating up a ton of my time. I played a little bit of League, enough to lose 70 LP over the course of 4 games, which is pretty fucking sweet. But that's like pretty much it. I'm looking forward to Nier, which went on sale, and then I picked up Neo as well, which looks to be pretty good. So I'm
Return of Moneybags Cooper?
No, they both went on sale, and it was like $60 for 2 like pretty high rated games. So
sounds like Moneybags Cooper is making its way back into our.
That's what a credit card is for.
Yeah,
a big
just free
baller.
money, dude.
It's free money.
Not even my money.
Hey, it's the bank's money until I pay them, But yeah, that's it. Now looking forward to JoJo in 2 weeks, which is really exciting.
Woo.
So yeah, let's get into the show. Let's talk about the rising news, ranked changes.
Yeah, so
lead us
they're
through that.
so the main thing is they're changing two things about next season. They're changing placements, how they're done. So after your first game, you get a provisional rank. So it'll be like, for example, for Nick Cooper, when he plays his first game, it'll say Silver 5, 30 points. And then every game he wins, it'll say like plus 60, plus 50, plus 40, whatever. Like slowly working your way until you get your final rank, which everyone can then see after your 10 games. But you kind of get like almost like a rank that you can only see to kind of let you know where you're at. Because it kind of feels like you're in a bit of like a state of limbo when you're first doing those 10 games.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool change, though. I think it's nice to see.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that you'll be able to see that.
Yeah, and then the other change that I think is like probably even cooler is they're adding 2 more tiers. So they're adding Iron, which is going to go below Bronze, and then they're adding Grandmaster, which goes above Master tier. And then they're every single like tier, Iron, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Plat, Diamond, they're removing like the 5th tier of all those. So no more D5, no more Hardstuck D5 players. They're making everything so it's just 1, 2, 3, 4 to make it so it's the same amount of climbing in the season. It's not like you have to climb an extra full division.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be cool. I think the main point of this is to get rid of like the 2 biggest issues of ranked where people lie is Bronze 5, where you have people who don't know how to play the game at all, like just started playing the game, and the people who are just not very good at the game, right? Like all those players can fit into Bronze 5, right? So hopefully Iron will kind of disperse that a little bit, so your games in like the lower tiers are a little bit more even. And then obviously with higher tier, it's to mainly get rid of the whole idea that the difference between a fucking Diamond 5 player and a Diamond 1 player is gross. Even a difference between like a Diamond 3 player and a Diamond 1 player is gross compared to other tiers. So hopefully adding Grandmaster will shift like maybe the upper echelons of Diamond, like maybe D1, D2 into Master. And then those Master players would be more like Grandmasters, then your Challengers are still the top tier. So hopefully that will fix that a little bit.
Evens out Diamond a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully it goes well. I mean, I think the only problem, Colton, is that Challenger, Grandmaster, and Master are all tiers where you have banked games, meaning you can bank up to 10 games. So if you played 10 games today like you normally do, you'll have 10 bank games, meaning you don't have to play ranked for 10 days versus the 28 days in every other tier.
Yeah.
So, and then you start losing 100 a day after that. So the main problem we see in like current like Challenger / Master is that you have the top players in Challenger who have like 1,200 points, right? And then you see a breakdown where there's like, I don't know, 300 players in like from 50 to 0 points in Master, right? Because it's so hard just to maintain rank in that queue. So I think we're going to have a problem where there's just like 600 people like sub 100 points. But if they can like solve that issue, I think it'll be like a great change.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that's going to be something to look at. Even if it was just like make that window a little bit wider for Master and then still have it real strict on Grandmaster and Challenger. But again, yeah, it's tough with the way that's set up to actually maintain accounts at high rank. It's like, there's the certain pro players are like, ooh, I'm going to have, three accounts, and like Challenger still look you and it's like, well, you got to play, a dozen games a day to just keep them from decaying.
Yeah, so I looked up the distribution currently. So currently there's 600 players in Challenger / Master, obviously 200 in Challenger, 400 in Master right now. So the bottom 200 players are all below 100 points. And then between 100 LP and 300 LP, there's 200 players. And then the top 200 Challenger players, the lowest one's at 300 points, the top one's at 1,220. So
That's
there's a pretty big
huge difference, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully they can get the distribution maybe down to like 200 Challenger, 300 Master, 500 Grandmaster, or something like that. But I feel like it's going to be a little bit messy.
Yeah. Now, are they still intending to do the thing where you have a separate rank for each role as well?
They are, and it's supposed to splash into other roles. So that's the only thing I'm not really completely sure about. Apparently, like, it's going really well on testing internally, but we really don't know too much about it. We just know that each role is going to have like a separate rank associated with it.
Okay, and then I would imagine it gives you a little bit of like emphasis based on your best rank. So like, if I, played all of my placement games and I grinded it up to D5 in like jungle, then it would like maybe start me at like gold 1 if I started playing mid or something.
I believe so, and I think like, say if you get your worst role, let's just say top in this scenario, let's just say, right? You'll have an easier game, but you'll still get a couple points on your main role. Like if you win that, so you'll get like 20 points on top, and then you'll get like maybe like 5 on your main role. Just like
gotcha.
It like splashes, I think.
That's pretty cool.
Okay,
So you don't feel like
cool.
it's just a waste of your time or something.
Yeah, I think it'd be really funny if like people tried to game it and were like, all right, I'm gonna queue as top, and then we're just gonna like all switch so that I can like grind up my top rank.
So they've talked about that a bunch. Apparently, it adapts to what role you're laning
actually
in.
doing.
Yeah, like
Okay.
percentage and stuff. Which is gonna. The only problem with that, I think, is like the whole Aurelion Sol thing, where he's like classified as a jungler on what's the site? I don't know what the site is. Not
Or
the
UGG?
the other one. I don't remember what it's called. Champion.gg.
Okay.
He's always like the top win rate jungler, right? Because good Aurelion Soul players have high win rates, and that therefore they're roaming all the time. So he's a jungler.
Yeah, because he's never in mid lane. That's
So if they can figure that out, I think it will probably fine. I mean, they've said it works fine internally. I'm just a little bit skeptical because it's a lot of stuff to avoid in a system where everyone's trying to game it, right?
for sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nick, you excited
Any
not to be
other-
D5 next season?
Yeah, dude. Do plat 1? Give me that.
Hardstuck D4?
Maybe it'll be D4. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I believe in you, dude. You're gonna be D4.
Maybe it'll be more fun to play ranked next season. That'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So, was that all the news? Did we cover it all?
Yeah. all
Yeah,
of
I
it.
don't think anything else big happened.
I thought there was, but then I couldn't find anything, so I've decided that there is not anything else.
Hey, that'll work.
Oh, wait, there's one more thing. It's kind of interesting. So Riot Fearless, he works on their design team. He made a post about adaptive stats. Do you guys read that at all on his website?
I did
No.
not.
It's pretty well stating that they've considered adding something like, say, someone in the Reddit comments gave an example. It's very similar to how Dota works. Here it is. So like fortitude, they'd be like, instead of having health, there'd be fortitude, right? And it gives 300 fortitude, which for tanks, for example, might give 500 health, but for 80 carries might give 300 health, right? Which is how stats work in Dota, right? They affect different characters, I believe.
I'm not sure, but
I think it's something like that, yeah. So people are a little bit they're probably not going to add that, but it's a way to balance, I guess, characters better with items, right?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think
you just add percentage scaling though instead of creating a new stat.
It's just I guess the main complaint, I guess, is that it's kind of why people play League instead of Dota is because it's not complex that you have to learn how every single stat affects every single character. I don't know. I personally like how I'd rather them just try to balance stuff as well as they can, but because I think it'd be confusing to have each stat affect each role differently.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, if they want to make it, customizable, where like, hey, this item is meant to be built on tanks, just have its effectiveness bound to like character health, but not in a way where it introduces new stats. Just like gives 40 armor plus 1 armor for every 400 health or something. Like just give it scalings like that are very clear to the players. Where okay, if I have a ton of health, this is going to be better. If I have a ton of resist, this is going to be better. So I build this on tanks for more effectiveness, but hey, I can also build it on a bruiser if I need to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think those things are too complex for the community to adapt to. I guess
You're
I
a Dota
understand
lover
their.
now.
I mean, I just feel like the average League player is probably smart enough to realize and adapt to the changes fine. But maybe that's not the case. I'm not sure.
I might as well just read his quote. Like, I found his page here. So he's talking about interpreted stats. He says, for example, I'd prefer an item system where Warmogs gave you 100 fortitude, which means it gives tanks 300 health, but fighters 250 health, and some flat DR damage reduction or slow resist or something. The goal would be that players not interested in complex systems knowledge can trust the fortitude makes you tankier, but the game can ensure that different kits with different needs or desired strength profiles don't get the exact same stats.
Sure, that makes sense, and I think you can just show it via different values in the store, you know?
Mm-hmm. And he goes on to talk about like how Pike and Jin are kind of examples of how that would work, right? Where they made it so Pike doesn't get health, but that buying health is transferred into damage, right? And obviously Jin with attack speed into movement speed, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's interesting, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I think that would benefit the game, but who knows?
I think it'd benefit. I just think it's hard. Even makes it a little bit harder for newer players, I guess. But
yeah, probably.
I think
but how much of the game is new players at this point? I feel like probably not very much.
And you could also
I think even existing players would get upset if they because if they did that, I feel like they'd have to completely rework like all of the items. Like it couldn't just be, one. They'd have to redo everything.
But why couldn't it just be one item? Like, start with that. Why couldn't it just be Warmogs,
I guess. It's just you're just going to start introducing all of these, new stats and new scalings and new ways things work. I think that I guess if it was, a one-off item that did it, I could see it. But again, if they start making it more than one, it's going to take over. And then there's just going to be this void between items of, which ones are adaptive and which ones aren't. And, people are going to just want all of them to be consistent to, have one way that items work in the game.
I mean, I don't know. I think, so I guess the way I imagine this is, you open a shop as two different characters. One is Ash and one is Garen, right? Mm-hmm. And you're looking at the same item in both of their shops, and it says 100 fortitude. But on the Ash page, it says, 100 health, something else, comma, fortitude is an adaptive, or in parentheses, fortitude is an adaptive stat. This is what it does, in the description. And then on Garen, it says 300 health, and that's it. A fortitude is an adaptive stat. This is how it affects Garen. I feel like that wouldn't be too complex, I guess.
No, I don't know. I don't think it would be too complex that they couldn't do it. I don't think they should do it.
It's a hard thing to implement 10 years into the life of a game, I guess, is the way to look at it.
That's my main point, is the way that items work in League is pretty set.
I have no doubt that if they sat down for a year and planned everything out perfectly, they could make a better item system with that. You know what I mean?
Sure, but I guess a counterpoint is lethality is different from armor pen, but armor pen still exists in the game as well.
Oh, I agree. I'm just saying, I think it's a lot to... I mean, that's the whole thing with the whole Dota argument, right? Is I don't understand when I buy an item but it has strength in Dota. Strength gives a different amount of health and damage, I think, based on the character you're playing, I believe.
So I think it only is based on the damage, because each hero has a specific primary attribute, right? Mm-hmm. So it'd be I don't know how it would be if you buy strength, you would get some damage as Garen, but not as Rise. But if you bought mana, you would get damage as Rise, but not as Garen. That sort of thing.
Yeah, so there's certain heroes that strength heroes gain 25% more. So it's if you're a strength hero, yeah, you get... Okay, that makes... Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I think it could be a better system. I'll agree with you with that, Nick. Is that fair? But I just don't know if it's something that you'd want to implement on a wide scale 10 years into the game, I guess.
I suppose. I don't know. I feel I think a lot of League players have trouble with change, and I think I'm one of them. And this is I don't know, something that I could see benefiting the game as an easier way to balance items around specific abusive cases. And I feel like just because it's a change doesn't mean that we shouldn't implement it, or we shouldn't like at least try, you know?
Yeah, I just think it's like such a wide scale change is the main thing. I think it's a good idea, but
Sure, and I don't think every single item should be adaptive like initially, but maybe they like introduce an item like as only in normal games or something like that, to where it's like, oh, we're really testing, how this works, and apparently someone's at my door. Apologize.
Hello.
we can move into Metakaiser though, because I think we kind of exhausted that. I feel like it's a good concept. I'm glad they're at least talking about it, right? It's always cool to like have game design thoughts brought out, I think.
Yeah, dude, they should implement it in League of Legends too.
Nick and I were talking about it earlier today, but the original 17 characters, Colton turned 10 3 days ago.
Oh my god.
Isn't that crazy? We've been playing this fucking game for 10 years. Kill
That's
me.
insane, man.
Oh, shit.
Champion Spotlight, Metakaiser, Urgot, aka Urgoat, greatest of all time. He's pretty strong right now. Did you say Urthot?
Urgod. Her thought would be good though. I said Urgod, but yeah.
Urgod, yeah.
Her thought.
A lot of fun names, right? So I guess let's go over his abilities first. That's what you're supposed to do, right?
That's yeah. Nick's job. I can probably read them. I think.
No, I got them up here.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
His passive is Echoing Flames. Urgot's basic attacks and Purge periodically trigger blasts of flame from his legs, dealing physical damage. So these are his shotgun legs, for those of you who aren't super familiar. Corrosive Charge is his Q. Fires an explosive charge at target location, dealing physical damage and slowing enemies caught in the explosion. It also applies a debuff to them. Purge. Urgot shields himself, slowing himself while he unloads his weapon on a nearby enemy. Prioritizes enemy champions Urgot has recently struck with other abilities and triggers Echoing Flames. This is like machine gun. Disdain is his E. He charges in a direction, trampling units, and if he catches an enemy champion, he will throw them back. It is a dash, but it cannot go over walls. It'll just collide into terrain. And his ultimate is called Fear Beyond Death. Urgot fires a chem drill that impales the first enemy champion hit. If the champion falls below 25% health while chained, Urgot can then reactivate the ability to suppress them and pull them back in to kill them. Yeah. What is his role, Aiden?
He's a top liner.
He runs Monsters Incorporated.
Yeah. Top and or mid. I've seen a decent amount of mid in like professional, but I think he's best as top.
Yeah, he's been played mid in LCS, but I think he's better top. Yeah.
Summoner spells, flash, teleport, keystone. You go for the unsealed spell book. And build. So I normally go Black Cleaver into Righteous Glory, and then kind of vary my build depending on the enemy team. So if they have a ton of magic damage, you might go Adaptive Helm or Spirit Visage. If they have a bunch of physical, you could go like a Randuin's. If you're really far ahead, you could just go like into GA third item. Another one that's really strong is Gargoyle's Stoneplate, because basically you run in there, you blow your combo, and then you pop the gargoyles because your ultimate just kills them if they're below 25% health, so you don't need to deal damage anymore, you just kind of want to be there as a frontliner. But yeah, Nick, do you have anything to say about Urgot, or should I just keep going? Because I feel like I'm the only one who plays Urgot here.
Yeah, I've played him once or twice, but not nearly the amount that I think you have. So, by all means, please continue. Yeah.
So I guess let me go back to runes because I didn't finish. I just hit the keystone. So you go Unsealed Spellbook. You can go either Magical Shoes or the like free stopwatch. I normally go Shoes if it's like an easier lane, so that I can I'm gonna farm safely regardless, and then late game if I need the movement speed. So if I'm going to be running people down a lot, it's a really situational choice. And then you go Minion Dematerializer and Time Warp Tonic because you're going to start corrupting potions. So that's really important. Secondary tree, you go for Resolve and you take Bone Plating. And I believe Chrysalis is the one that gives you flat HP. And then after you get 4 kills or assists, it turns into AD.
Yeah.
So that just gives you a really strong lane and then converts into damage later on once you've bought some health. So Strength's really, really strong laner. Wins or goes even in just about every lane. There are a few that are tough, but like at the very least, you should be able to go even in every lane with Urgot. He's a really good team fighter. He can peel very well. The term they use, at least in the LCK, is he's like a bouncer in team fights. He just kind of sits there and, protects the AD carry while putting out some good damage. Weakness, he's not super mobile. And, I don't know, like the ult's kind of easy to miss, to be honest. Like it's a big wind up and it's not crazy fast. Do you guys have any other strengths or weaknesses you'd want to point out?
I kind of feel like it's really fast. Maybe I just haven't played enough of him, but it seems pretty almost too fast,
It is really fast. There's just like that little channel time.
Mm-hmm.
And then because the range is so wide, depending, they can,
I feel like it's one of those abilities that feels slow when you use it, but when it's against you, it's so fast, it just kills you.
Yeah, that's true. I guess other strengths, his shield is really big, and it's on a low cooldown, so once you have 2-3 items and they're at 30 or 40% CDR, your shield is up so often, it's so hard to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I guess unique champion specific things. I don't know. He doesn't have a ton that's really unique or hard to do. It's just kind of understanding your windows. So keeping track of the cooldowns on your passive for your shotgun legs. Realizing that those cooldowns get a lot shorter with level. So, one of the really important things on Urgot is to just kind of bide your time until your later levels, because once you're level 13 or so, you can, turn on your W, walk around something, and shotgun legs it 6 times, and then it's back up on your, first leg that you started with. As opposed to early game, they're 15 seconds each.
Yeah, they're really long early, and they certainly get low enough to be up multiple times in a fight.
Yeah. Your ultimate, the slow on it scales depending on how much health they're missing. So it's a bigger slow for a lower health target. So you can use it just to slow somebody down. And again, you've got about 4 seconds to, get them below the 25% threshold. So you can use it to kind of start your combo. And then you just need to know that you have enough damage to finish it. Which I've had a little trouble with that, where I'll get someone to 28% and then it cancels. And then, I just die because I only needed 3% to kill them, but now I'm 25% short.
I didn't actually know that the slow scaled with missing missing HP, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
But other than that, I mean, using Unsealed Spellbook is just, you get to teleport back to lane when you need to, but then you can also take stuff like Ignite or Ghost or Exhaust to help you, bully people down and win trades. Late game, it's really nice to have a barrier or an exhaust in a team fight where you can just exhaust the AD carry and be even more useful than you normally would. Or even sometimes, your jungler dies, you can just swap to Smite. I know in, I think it was the LCK semifinals, and Urgot got a Smite steal with Unsealed Spellbook.
Yeah. I think it happened in NA too. I think Bjergsen pulled it off one game.
Yeah.
Or maybe secured it, something like that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. He's a really fun character. Takes a little bit of time to get used to, and mainly it's just learning your capabilities. I think takes a while because you want to be the late gamer got when you're not, and your legs cool down and your W cool down. You really have to wait until those are pretty low before you can be an unkillable monster.
Did you mention that his E, you can buffer through most CC?
I didn't, but yeah, you can buffer a lot of CC with Urgot.
Yeah, as long as
very similar to Tristana Jump or Ezreal.
Yeah, as long as it hits you before you start moving forward, I believe is the window for that.
I believe that's the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's Urgot. Any thoughts? Best skin?
I think his new skin is his best.
I think it's
It looks
poopy.
super cool. I think you're poopy.
That's
I'm
not
sorry,
right.
I didn't mean
That's
that.
fucked up.
That's not very nice. Shit.
I normally go battle cast.
He does have a cowboy hat in the new skin, though.
Ooh, yeah, he does have a cowboy hat.
Mm.
Hmm.
I mean, I think the best splash art is Giant Envy Crab got. That's like,
yeah, for sure.
it's so
yeah,
good.
that's the best splash, but the in game's not great.
It just at least looks like a crab, which isn't a bad thing, I guess. It's just not that cool.
Yeah, you're just, oh, like it's crap.
Maybe you're right, Nick. Just because he has a cowboy hat and High Noon's pretty cool. Yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. That's a good theme for his character, you know?
I wish every character had a cowboy hat.
What if you only played... Which champions could you play if you only played characters with cowboy hats?
You can
That's
still
a good
play
roundtable
Alistar,
question.
so he'd
You
be
could
McCree.
play Alistar, yeah. McCree.
Is there? So
yeah.
it's Misfortune. Does Misfortune has a cowboy skin? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
she has a cowboy
Misfortune,
skin.
Alistar, Urgot. Is that all?
Does Jaime and Lucian have a cowboy hat?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Twisted Fate?
That's 5.
Twisted
We're
Fate?
gonna pool of 5K. That's actually not a bad pool so
Hainu
far.
and Yasuo, doesn't that one have one?
Yep.
6.
Like all of the Hainu skins, I think there's like 6 or 7.
Do they all have
God,
that?
dude.
I wish
yeah,
you
dude,
could.
cowboy hats. Cowboy hats galore.
Sort by cowboy hat?
Yeah, that's what I
How
mean.
do I
Like,
sort my cowboy hat in the store?
Ooh, Cassiopeia? She has the Desperada.
yeah. Dude, there's
That's
actually
actually a-
okay. I'm making
yeah,
a
this-
new account and I'm only playing cowboy hat characters. Okay.
So you're gonna name it a big gay cowboy, and then I'll make mine a bigger gayer
It just-
cowboy. No, like a hotter
That's
gayer
Oh,
a throw.
cowboy.
Yeah, that
Ooh,
was.
Caitlyn? Sheriff Caitlyn? Does that count?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that counts.
So that's like we got like 10 characters in our pool, dude. That's actually
This is actually more than I thought there would be.
And I think
We're
there's one for
developing
every role?
trivia right now.
there's literally one for every role, right? Yeah, Urgot. There's 2 supports. There's 380 carries. At least 1 mid. No, 2 mids.
Who's the jungler?
Do we have jungler?
And these are just for champions that we're remembering, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there might be unknown cowboy hats hidden in the game somewhere else.
True.
Fuck. There's 3 mids, dude. I just don't know a jungler. Jungler is our only problem, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Jungle's
Make a
gonna be pretty high.
jungle fucking cowboy character.
True.
Okay.
Just give Graves a cowboy hat.
Does Graves have cowboy skin?
Yeah. How
No,
does
I
he
look.
not have a hat in every? Does he not have a hat in any skin?
I was looking, I didn't see any cowboy hats.
The most like Western character doesn't have a cowboy hat.
Right?
What the
What
hell?
the fuck?
Huh.
This is the great content that we provide you weekly.
Yeah.
I'm
dude.
just saying, where are you gonna get this from? Any other League of Legends podcast?
Yeah,
New trivia. How many characters have cowboy hats?
Blake, where are you?
Send that into different podcasts as an email, and then sound clip it and send it back to us.
Can we
Ask
get
them.
Volibear with a cowboy hat?
Yeah.
Get Trinity Force to respond to that question. Whoever
Yeah.
listens to both of us.
Oh my god, dude, can we get Mundo and Volibear with cowboy hats, please?
We need every
Yes.
character to have a cow. Dude, life's good.
Yes.
Life's good.
No, then your champion pool would be too high.
That's
Can
true.
can we make Rabadon's death cap a pure cowboy hat?
Yeah.
You can just get item cosmetics that just turns into a cowboy hat.
Ooh, you could name your cowboy hat account Maiden. That's like you're tipping your cowboy hat at the fair maidens of the West.
How many? If I played only cowboy characters, Nick, and I named my account Cowboy Hat, how long would it take someone in one of my games to be like, "Hey, wait, do you actually only play characters with cowboy hat?" I feel like no one would get
Never.
it. Even
It'll never happen.
No,
Well-
somebody would like look and see. I feel like they'd look
I
at
don't
your
think
at you.
anyone-
Never.
I literally don't think anyone would associate that.
Never happen. Are
Maybe.
you kidding me?
Probably not. Yeah.
No
Oh,
way.
fuck. Yeah, so that's Urgot. I guess there's one player that we could talk about who like plays Urgot. I've seen his. I think he posted on like r/summoning school a bunch. I think his name is Nicram, Nicram. He is a challenger Urgot player. He has a YouTube channel. I think that's where he posts all of his content. But he like posts like matchup videos and stuff like that. I think it's like his YouTube is Nicram Urgod. So I'd check him out. He has a small little YouTube channel, but he's like one of the better Urgots in the world. I think he's 8 on Lol skill. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, it's nice when
Not
people make content for that. So it's
Yeah.
all good.
We can add Renekton to the list.
Oh, he has a cowboy hat. Yes. Solo drunk.
Ooh, you're right. You're right.
Does Fiddle have a cowboy hat?
Yeah, I think he
No,
does.
I think that's a pirate.
Hat. Fuck.
Because I was thinking like Katarina, Bilgewater Katarina.
He also
but
has a
no, that's
sombrero.
Oh, wait, no, Bandito Fiddlesticks has a cowboy hat.
Oh yeah, Bandito. Yeah.
No, that's a sombrero. That's what I'm saying.
But
yeah,
it's
a
like
sombrero,
a western.
but...
It's a western hat. Come on.
I don't
like,
think they just have to have hats.
No,
You can
like,
just name it TF2. That's awesome.
Yeah. If we missed any cowboy hats, make sure to send us an email. We'll read it
For
next
sure.
week.
damn, dude, none of Gangplank's hats are quite a
I
cowboy
was
hat.
just looking. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's some that you could be like, it's close, but they're all, they're all captain hats.
I just want to turn this into Cowboy Cast.
Corky has a wizard hat. That's kind of close.
Really?
Yeah.
What skin?
The I think it's, I'm not sure what it's called. I just know he has a wizard hat. He doesn't have a robe though. I think he has a wizard, doesn't he? Or am I crazy?
You're
not
crazy,
seeing
dude.
any.
There's none of these with a wizard hat.
I'll look it up. It's like
He's
a
just
wizard
got a
hat,
little
I'm pretty
pointy helmet on all of them.
sure. No, it's a wizard hat. Yeah, fucking Dragon Wing.
Is that a wizard hat?
That's a wizard hat. Don't tell me that's not a fucking wizard
Drag.
hat.
Hang on, Dragon. Wing?
Okay. Like, from this angle, it could just be a spiky
yeah,
helmet.
I guess from this one, yeah.
Look at it in game.
Alright, I'll look at it in game, alright?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do
On
that.
next
Okay,
episode
looks-
of Cowboy
it looks-
Cast, we'll get to the bottom of this issue.
It doesn't look as much like a wizard hat as I remember, but it still looks more like a wizard hat than not a wizard hat.
Is this false cowboy hour?
He also has a big mustache and beard, so he looks like a wizard.
Okay, speaking of good roundtable questions.
What's your favorite cowboy hat character? Last week's question was, that's,
Oh, Jin, easy.
I put everything in the wrong spot. Wait. Yeah, I did put everything in the wrong, it's fine. Last week's question was, with the new game mode, giving a special upgraded ability to Yasuo, Ziggs, Jinx, Sona, and Malphite, how would you augment an ability of a champion of your choosing? Colton, how would you augment an ability of a champion of your choosing?
He just said BRB.
Oh, that's fine. I don't care about Colton's answer anyways. We're not going to ask him when he gets back.
Yeah, for sure.
But our loyal Facebookers said, Colin said, I think a really fun champion to augment abilities for would be a Lowy.
Ooh.
I would augment W to give it double the auto attack range, so she's leaping all over the place. I'd make Q proc the tentacles like W and E. E would shoot out 3 soul grabbers, and her ult would summon twice as many tentacles, but the duplicates would swing in the opposite direction of the original for massive, inescapable AoE hentai destruction bigger than a freaking lane.
What the fuck?
DC said, "What's up, guys? It's Cosmic, and for my first answer is for Aiden as Master Chef Tom Kench. After channeling your recall for 6 seconds or until Tom Kench slurps his soup, Tom gains Delicious Frenzy. After Delicious Frenzy activates for the next 10 seconds, Tom gains increased movement speed, attack speed, and attack range. I, however, would like Scion ult to go through terrain so no one is safe, and an execute reset on Garen ult, such as like Darius ult.
Oh my god.
I like Scion going through walls like Kane.
That sounds terrifying, yeah.
Andrew said, depends on the Odyssey mode or actual Summoner's Rift. If Odyssey, then Malzahar. I'd want every time something dies to Malefic Visions, it spawns another Voidling. For a real game, the Nivea ult freezes the target if they stay in it for more than 3 seconds. I actually like that a lot. They like freeze if they're in Nivea ult, like they're trapped in it. It's kind of cool. Michael from our Discord said, take Braum Ultimate, but augment it so it's similar to Nunu and Willem's. Basically, rather than travel in a straight line, it moves out in a circle around Braum, still knocking up and slowing. That'd be pretty crazy. Basically, Cancer said Vel'Koz Q, when it hits something or reactivates, it splits into more Qs and it can chain. His R goes in 4 directions and lasts 3 times the duration, and his turn speed is tripled. Makes him a laser death circle. And then
I like his Q suggestion. That's awesome.
I like just that it just constantly proc and they just get like smaller or something. That'd be so cool. Pard's Bay said Blitzcrank rocket grab range doubles and does more damage the farther it's shot. W is faster, lasts longer, and no more self slow. E next to autos knocks the target up. If both used on the same target, deals more damage. Alt, every 5 enemy spells cast around Blitzcrank, he releases a minor shockwave that deals damage and silences briefly. Lose that passive upon activation of alt. So I actually chose this last one because I thought of a better one than you, Pards. What if he just used both of his hands for every ability, Nick? He like shoots out 2 rocket grabs. He like can knock up 2 characters at the same time. Would that just be a better augment?
What if for Blitzcrank his Q we're gonna double the range. We're gonna give it the like Kane W treatment where he can like cast it and then just like walk away, like he doesn't have to stay in the same spot.
Yeah,
it'd be so funny. Like it would be so stupid looking because he just like throws his arm and leaves it there.
Yeah,
just walks behind him.
Oof. I like the idea of his
2 arms, 2 hooks.
Just 2 arms, 2 hooks.
I like him knocking up 2 characters. Like he can target 2 characters and he can punch multiple characters at the same time.
Like,
but only if you hit a double hook. Only if you hit a double hook.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking, so you know how there's an augment for Malphite's E? Yeah. Where you use it and then it does like, it copies the cast on like other targets if they're hit. Mm-hmm. But what if there was that just for his ultimate, like for Blitzcrank's ultimate?
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick.
That'd be OP, but it'd be
yeah. Colt, do you have an answer for that roundtable question?
There's like so many. I guess.
What if
it'd be kind of funny to try and like come up with some augments for Zillion.
I was gonna say Zillion. You revive 2 of them, like the old York thing.
Ooh.
That'd be pretty
an extra copy.
Yeah, they come back with an extra copy. Your W is just like an AoE, reduces everyone's cooldowns by that much in like a small area around you. Maybe bombs, you throw like 3 in a little arc.
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess you could make the E like you just get buffs while it's going or something, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds good to me.
Oh, easy one for his E. His E just puts a bomb on the target.
Okay. Yeah.
So P.
Yeah, it's an augment. It's supposed to be OP.
Yeah, like, Yasuo can cast 75 tornadoes at once. That's not OP.
But that's augmenting it in the fact, hey, he throws a ton of tornadoes. That's like saying, I'm going to augment Caitlyn's auto so it does 1 billion damage on hit.
Okay. I don't think that's a very good augment, Aiden, but that's okay.
Up, you bitch.
Yes, that's what I do to Zillion.
Cool. This week's roundtable question is, when I find it, right here. What did you waste your 3 refunds on?
Jesus. One of them, so I'll go first. One of them was Volibear. One of them was a skin that went on sale, so I refunded and then purchased it back. Mm-hmm. While it was on sale for half the price. And then I can't remember the last one. It was probably another stupid-ass champion.
I know what I wasted my 3 refunds on.
I didn't believe them when they said 3 and that's it, period. Mm-hmm.
My 3 refunds were spent on 3 characters that came out in a skin line, and I bought them all 3, and then I realized that they were on sale in a bundle, so I refunded all 3 and I bought the bundle. Not realizing that the discount of the bundle was the same as if you bought them individually.
Oh, no.
Yikes.
Yeah.
You quite literally wasted them.
Yeah, no, I after I did it, I was like, I kind of want to email Riot, but they're probably going to be like, no.
Oof.
Mine was I bought Sejuani, Evelyn, and actually Volibear, I believe. And then I refunded the ball because I bought them with RP, and then I bought them with IP after.
Yeah, Volibear was just like, he looked so much cooler than he actually turned out to be, I think.
He was super cool at the time, dude.
Disagree.
No, he's fucking wild, dude. He's fucking wildin', bro.
Well, no.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Cool. If you want to
answer this.
Shut up, you dumb bitch. If you want to answer this week's roundtable question, hit us up on our Facebook at LeagueCast, send us an email, mail@leaguecastpodcast.com, comment to our Discord, and post it in our roundtable section. Cool.
Hell yeah. Cheese pick.
Boom. All right, this one's courtesy of Nick Cooper. So it's Slap Chop Jacks. So again, this is one in a long, string of cheeses, where you're just basically building these characters that aren't normally considered like one-shot assassins to try and turn them into a one-shot assassin who walks up, just autos you once for 1 billion damage and kills you. So I'm imagining on Slap Chop Jacks, are we doing still like an AD build with like a Trinity Force and probably Drakthar, Stormrazor, all that good stuff?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so yeah, probably Trinity Force, Duskblade, Stormrazor, maybe a Dead Man's Plate, all that good stuff that just gives you one real strong auto attack. And you just Q and you bop them and they're dead. We're gonna pair that with Roquefort cheese, which is a sheep's milk cheese from the south of France, and it's one of the kind of very popular blue cheeses.
When was the last time you had that?
Never. I just Googled it because you guys are giving me shit for using normal cheeses all the time.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the more information
Yeah.
that I've learned today.
LCS section.
Hey, World's Group Draw is happening this weekend, right?
Yeah, Sunday
Yeah,
morning.
it is.
Yeah, and that's what our patron show is going to be about. We're going to give our thoughts on it. So if you want to hear about that, you'll have to check out.
You have to pay us $2.
You have to pay us $2. Scammed losers.
Yeah.
Wait,
come on.
doesn't everyone as a patron get access to that show?
If you're a $2 patron,
Oh, are the $1 people not allowed?
they can fucking pony
they're too
up
poor.
another $1.
Give us your money.
So hear me out, Colton.
Pardoned.
This is
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
That's why we have it at $2. It's business with LeagueCast. Because if we have 100 patrons at $1, if we all get them to pay us another
$100.
$200 though.
Whoa, that's a lot of dollars.
You hear me out? Yeah, what?
Wow,
That's a
dude,
lot of moolah.
that's basically free real estate.
Yeah.
It's free money.
We're printing our own money, guys.
Oh my god, is this legal? Do you have to report this to the government?
Nah, of course not.
What if we only had 5 patrons?
Yeah,
That's
then we-
$5 versus $10. All I'm saying.
Then we'd have 5 patrons, and they'd all give us $40.
Ooh, hey, which takes us into mail fight, and we only have one email this week, and it is from Charlie. He says, do you have any advice for someone that wants to switch roles? I've played 90% AD carry for 7 seasons. The role that interests me the most is jungle, but it's so overwhelming. Any advice? Well, Colton, I feel like as our resident jungle expert.
Yeah, so I guess to start by addressing the question, I guess for anyone looking into a role change, there's some general things you can do. Pick one champion in that role that you want to get good at and play that character. Find someone who plays that role very well, whether it be a streamer or a YouTuber who puts up gameplay content with commentary. Watch them. Those are really easy ways to just learn a new role quickly and just kind of learn from them at a faster pace. In terms of actual jungle, there's a couple kind of key elements that you have to pay attention to as a jungler that I don't think a lot of other roles have to as much. First step of the jungle in learning how to jungle is just learning how to clear camps, right? what are more efficient routes? You know, how do I choose if I want to go red to blue or blue to red? Just, you know, getting through the jungle at a decent health so that when it comes time to make a decision of like, should I gank? Should I wait in a bush to counter gank? Should I try and go for a dragon? Right? You have the health and the actual options to do so. And then it gets more into, you know, knowing where the enemy jungler is, seeing that their bot lane leashed, so they started bot side. You know, it's gonna be blue to red clear for them, or maybe they're a jungler who always wants to take raptors. Just kind of learning that as you learn your own clears, right, you can apply that to other people's clears where, oh, I'm always gonna go red to blue on this character, so most other people probably will do that too. And that's just based on how efficient those routes are for certain characters, determines how most people clear with them. Afterwards, you start looking into seeing where lanes are positioned in terms of who's pushing, who's not, where's their priority, what lanes have CC versus what lanes have escape. It's a lot of thinking just about where is the high percentage play and identifying it and doing something about it. It is, a lot to learn in terms of kind of always having an adaptive pathing, reacting to what's happening in the lanes while not screwing over your farm. And I think that in terms of like the base elements of getting to a pretty good point, it's probably the hardest, right? Because like, if you want to talk about how do you play mid lane well, don't die to ganks, farm a bunch of minions, like team fight, right? It's a lot quicker to kind of get through that instead of describing like any one of hundreds of potential paths and counteractions to what the other person's doing. Hopefully that helped a little. I know it's a lot. Pathing and, always being or trying to be one step ahead of the enemy is a little tough, but it's really a role that you need to think about and be considering at all times. What are they trying to accomplish? What am I trying to accomplish? How can I make what I need to happen actually happen?
Yeah, I think a good question to be asking yourself, specifically for like learning how to jungle, is like what lane do you think is going to be like the next to fight? Like, do you think, hey, mid lane's like poking each other pretty hard, one of them should try to all in the other pretty soon, I should go there. Like bottom lane's pushing pretty hard, maybe I should try to stay around the bot side of the map just in case something happens. Or like, oh, our top laner just used his flash, so I'm sure the jungle is going to be up there to gank him pretty soon. Questions like that are, I think, like really good ways to get better faster at jungling.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Any other advice we'd like to give?
Play easy junglers.
Like
Rammus.
Rammus, yeah. Play Rammus, Warwick. Who are the other easy ones? Rammus and Warwick are probably the two easiest to pilot. Decent
I'd put
jungler.
Nunu up there now.
I think Nunu's harder than he used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's still real easy.
He's easy to get lost in just fucking around, like just doing whatever, you know what I mean?
That's true. You'd be like, oh, I'm building such a big snowball. Oh, I didn't do anything with it. But it was big.
I don't know, like Xin Zhao probably I would classify as a pretty easy jungler.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, characters that are pretty simple mechanically, that you can focus more on learning the pathing and just how to be in the right place at the right time. Those are good starter junglers. I'd say definitely.
Champions that don't have issues clearing like pretty safely.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, sure, maybe Jungle Twitch is the best way to gain elo, but he doesn't exactly have the best clear for someone who doesn't like play jungle a bunch.
Or even like,
yeah,
I wouldn't recommend learning characters that don't play like other junglers, like Pantheon, for example, where you're just ganking nonstop, right? Because your clear sucks and your late game sucks, right? So learning something like that would be bad.
I was gonna kind of jump on that since Nick mentioned Jungle Twitch, where like Twitch is one of those that can be very effective, but like you really need to know your way around the jungle to be able to operate it, because he's so different and weird, and like you have to have pressure at the right points every time or it's just useless. Don't start learning jungle on things like that. Start with the easier ones like Warwick, Sejuani, Trundle are all real easy to pick up and clear the jungle, and then you just kind of move into team fights from there.
I'd recommend it though, man. Like, pick up jungle. Like, I think jungle is one of the most fun roles to play if you can play it well. Like, you can eventually get to the point where you can almost cheese jungle anything. Like, it's not good to jungle anything, but being able to like just pick up a game where you jungle Brand or something is like a lot of fun.
For sure, and I think it feels really rewarding as a role because you have the most impact like early out of any other role.
It's very rewarding when your teammates tell you to kill yourself for not ganking their lane. You're the reason that they lost. That's my favorite part about playing jungle.
True. It's just like kind of makes the whole League of Legends post game lobby just like happen in game, which is great.
It's like a war zone. It's great.
But I think that'll do it for the question in the episode. Thank you guys for listening. If you like us, you can check out our website, leakcastpodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at LeakCast Facebook, LeakCast, TeamSpeak, ts.leakcastpodcast.com. Our Discord is on our website, or you can message one of us to get a link to it. Mail at leakcastpodcast.com is where you can send your emails. Twitch.tv/bluebasket and Twitch.tv/KingLardOut are where we stream the stuff we're doing, and Patreon.com/leakcast is where you can listen to the next episode of the World's Group Draw, which will be pretty interesting. Yeah, for only $2. Thank you guys for listening to episode 345. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.